Hi everyone, welcome back to another scrapbook layout video, and thank you for joining me again today. And also welcome back to episode 2 of Spend Less Scrap More season 6. So those are the two photos there that I have. I do end up doing only single pages with this collection, but I'm really happy with the results. And like I said, it got a few of my photos from when I was younger scrapbooked, so I really like that part of it. So these are photos. My gosh, look how young I am. What's the date? I think I have it right here. Give me just a second. I love these. 1996. Can you believe that? Wow. So I'm glad that the picture had the date on the back, because otherwise I wouldn't have known that. I could have taken a guess. I had just graduated high school not long before this. So, yeah. Anyways, I was at work and I worked in a retail store and they had Santa visit. And I don't know why I just said, "Can I take pictures with Santa?" And so they let me take pictures with him. And I've always loved these photos. I think I'm not trying to sound like egotistical at all, but I think I look really cute in these pictures. Makes me wish I still looked really cute. But anyways, I've always loved these pictures, and this collection ends up being the perfect collection for these photos. So as you can tell, it's Santa. I was thinking about using that Ho 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 collection or that page, but I wanted to match. Sorry if there's noises. I'm trying to pull out the layout here. I actually have my layouts beside me once while I'm doing the voiceover. And oh, and look at here. See, I'm using this tiny little strip that was from, there was a little bit left and then the manufacturer strip. So I did accidentally cut this paper too small and I wanted it to stretch a little further across the page. So, the simple trick of just cutting a little piece and then I will line it up to make it look like it's one full sheet. And that's another way to get a little bit more use out of your paper. I'm going to take these, and these I think I cut, I want to say it was 2 inches, but I didn't want to put it all the way to the edge of this punch because you lose like half an inch on each side that you punch it. And so I put it in there, and I think I cut it a little bit too wide because it didn't want to go in real easily. And so I just took the other end, and you can see I just used my scissors, matched it up with the end that was cut, and trimmed it from there. So it has pretty much the same banner. And again, with this page, I'm going to be using my gray Close to My Heart ink and inking my edges with that. So I'm going to ink up that little strip. Here I'm marking how long it is. The funny thing is I marked it and I saw where I marked it and put it in the cutter, but then it ended up still being too short. But you'll see how I fix that. What I'm basically going to do is line it up and just extend it. So not that big of a deal. The other thing I'm doing here is matting my photos on some white cardstock. I wanted them to stand out just a little bit more from that red candy cane striped piece. And I wanted them to be on one solid photo mat, not each photo matted separately. So I'm just taking my perfect layer rulers here, or these are called layering guides. I guess I should say. There is a link below for these if you are interested in finding these. They are called layering guides. They used to be called perfect layer rulers, but since We Are Memory Keepers has come out with them, they're called layering guides. Anyways, I did also originally have my photos cut to 4x4, but since I wanted to use this candy cane stripe paper for like a photo mat here, you can see, I did end up cutting the photos down. I want to say they're 3 3¾ by 4 inches. That's about what I think they are. I don't know if I actually measured. I might have measured just because I wanted them to be the same width. And I think if you look closely enough, maybe that's a different, nope, they are off just a hair from each other, but it's not that big of a deal. So here's where I'm going to add in the papers to make it look like it's one full sheet. I'm just moving it over a little bit because I only needed that little tiny bit of space. and I'm going to go ahead and start gluing down my layers. I do believe I'm following a sketch at this point from Scrapbook Generation. I apologize, I do not know. It was either Scrapbook Generation or Page Maps, but usually I show you the page map one, and I didn't this time, so I want to say it's probably Scrapbook Generation. And now, before I go too much further, I'm going to add this last strip in, and then I'm going to go on to the next step. So I just put my Scrappy tape, and I did have somebody comment that putting the Scrappy tape on the paper instead of on the strip itself, it really does kind of help you line things up. It might work better for some people, might not work better for some people, but for me, putting the Scrappy tape or the line of adhesive onto the paper for some thin strips like this just seems to work a little bit easier to line them up straight. So that is just a little trick there. Now, for a little bit of added sparkle, because I knew that I had some of those snowflakes left over and I just wanted to play a little bit with this layout, I am adding, again, I sprayed a little bit of water. And I don't even know if you have to spray the water. I think that's what they did in the Lawn Fawn videos, because that's Lawn Fawn liquid Stardust. I will also leave a link below to that if you are interested. I've shown this in a few videos though, but I'm going to take it and basically splatter everywhere. I'm using this water brush, but it's completely empty, and this is just a cheap water brush I picked up at a store somewhere. And then because I had some left over, I've kind of been playing with this piece of paper. You can see there's splatters already on it. I thought, heck, I would use this up and you know, just fill in that paper. So cleaned up my mess and let the page dry. It really didn't take very long. This stuff does not take very long to dry at all. Just like using any kind of spray mist would take, is about how long this one would take. So I have my photos down now. You can see they're just in a row there. And so I'm going to start on my clusters. My clusters are going to give me a little bit of trouble. I think what I was a little bit struggling with here is I really liked this word Mary. I didn't really know where I wanted it. And the red in this Mary matches the brick background. That's just like a fake, like wrapping paper type background. It's not a real brick wall or anything, but it matched that red, but it didn't match the dark red on the left-hand side and the dark red that a lot of these papers have in them. So, and then I also knew I wanted to journal about this because, you know, I said I want other people to know where this is and who this is because I don't look like this anymore. So what I did was I took that box, that journaling box, that's from the other side is the candy cane strip. I want to say that this is the only piece of that paper that I actually think to use. Here is my my ephemera binders again. I will be doing a video about these. I do not have one up yet, but it's in my plans to do one. So I know a lot of people have been asking about those. So anyways, I was looking for a title. Maybe I wondered if I had any Christmas titles. I don't think that I do. If I do, I was looking in the wrong spot. And then I'm just kind of playing around here, not really sure what I want to do at this point. And I did want to have 3 clusters. I thought about the diagonal, but when I saw that Santa head, I really liked the bright red. And that bright red on the Santa head sticker helped pick up the bright red on the Mary sticker. So it didn't make that red look like it stood out so much. And now there's bright reds and light reds, or dark reds, excuse me, all over the page. So it's not as obvious. And then I put that circle sticker up in the cluster on the top left. And my thinking was I have that North Pole sticker, that's a circle. I have the Santa head sticker, that's a circle. And now I will have that white circle up in the top corner. And that just kind of helps bring the circle aspect to 3 different places to help your eyes. Now, again, I'm playing with my, not only those like crystally snowflakes that I had, but also I'm playing with my wooden snowflakes because I really want to get those used up. You guys probably know that if you've been following me for a while. So, but the brown just really, stood out a lot on this page. It's like it kind of went, but it kind of didn't win. And I think maybe the problem is because there's so much black, and black's kind of like the neutral right now, where adding black and brown together doesn't always work. So I went and pulled this piece. I don't even know anything about what the right name for this cardstock would be, where I got it, anything like that. But I pulled it out. It's there to the left, and I tried it out, and it actually didn't look too bad. So I'm going to end up matting my entire layout on that piece of paper. I think I was sort of contemplating it here, but wasn't 100% sure. And I think I finished the entire layout. I don't even know if it shows me matting the layout on that paper or not. So again, just adding the stickers around, but I did go ahead and add this brown snowflakes because I knew that I was more than likely going to add it on to that paper. And I'm kind of tucking the snowflakes. That's another thing about clusters. If you tuck things in behind other things, or, sometimes they can be touching, sometimes they don't have to be touching. It's all kind of, it varies really. I had this little piece you can see that I cut off from the other snowflake because I'm going to tuck the other snowflake behind something. So I was going ahead and trying to find, I just left it there in the top. You can see it's kind of sticking out behind that flower. But I thought, why waste that little tiny piece? And you're going to see I'm actually going to talk about that more in just a minute. So I am layering my, oh, you know what? This is funny. I just remembered a dream I had. You guys remember that adhesive, that foam adhesive I was using that had the red outline? I just remembered I had a dream that somebody bought me a bunch of huge rolls of that stuff and sent it to me. What a crazy, I don't know. I do have some weird dreams, but that's funny. I just now remembered that, thinking about that adhesive just now. And I remember in the dream thinking, oh, that was so nice of them, but oh my God, I hate this stuff. Anyways, that was just a little, sorry, off on a little tangent there, but oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy learning about my dream that somebody bought me a bunch of adhesive that I hate. Anyways, so I'm adding those snowflakes around, and another thing I wasn't sure about was if I wanted to use the kind of clear crystal-y snowflakes or those kind of opalescent ones that are on the screen. And so you can see I'm playing around. I think I have both in each collection, and maybe, or excuse me, cluster. And I was thinking that I would just keep playing. I'm playing with some smaller snowflakes as well. And I mentioned in another video that some of those snowflakes are super thin and tiny, and other ones are big. But on this layout, because I have matted it on the brown cardstock, it's not nearly as noticeable. So I do think that I'm going to break away here for a minute, and I'm going to mount that cardstock without anybody seeing. No big deal. I think I remember that. But so I am going along and just adding to my clusters. I'm going to add a couple of word stickers to this bottom cluster. Part of the reason that I'm doing that is because I want to bring that black over, because the black is very prominent on the left-hand side of the layout, as you can see. And so I brought that over, and I wanted to bring that circle sticker over, which also brings the black over. So when I put the circle sticker there, though, the black North Pole, I think it says "From the North Pole with Love," which I really liked. It goes really well with these photos. I decided that since that was there, the opalescent type of snowflakes look better in that cluster than the clear crystal ones. So I do go ahead and go with the opalescent ones. And I trimmed off part of it. And you can see how up in the top left behind the banner, those are just 2 cut pieces. That is not one snowflake, but since they were 2 cut pieces, I went ahead and added those onto behind the banner to make it look like there's a snowflake peeking out from behind the banner. And then I have these stickers here, which you might see a couple times during this series. And these are just some stickers I found in the sticker aisle, like Hallmark stickers years ago from at like Target or something. I don't know, but if you're interested in those, that's where I found them. So I was happy to finally get some of them used up because they're so cute. You can see the candy cane one there, the bird one, and I did have to add extra adhesive to them, but that's okay. The last thing I did was add a little red dot of Nuvo drops into the center of the snowflakes just to bring that red out a little bit more. So there's my layout. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you next time, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.